What up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over the 10 signs that your parent, caregiver is a narcissist. So a lot of times you're going to deal with narcissism in romantic partner relationships, client, social activities, family, work, or neighbor. The two most damaging and destructive ones are going to be the love partner relationship and the familial relationship, because these are where you're enmeshed. These are where you're with them every day, and you're subject to them, to building a life with them. So usually what happens is you don't know anything about narcissism, and then usually later in life, you may go to counseling because your love partner you have issues with, and then you realize from therapists or the situation you're dealing with that your love partner is a narcissist. And then from there, you'll find that my mother's like that, my brother's like that, my sister's like that, or something like that, you know. I'm just generalizing these. This may or may not pertain to me. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. But, you know, hypothetically speaking, this is about the situation where this could happen. Usually you'll get suspicious, and then you'll start to uncover these things and realize this later in life is my point, because it's first started in childhood and it persists into, your adulthood in these individuals, just continues. And then you realize that you chose a narcissist yourself as a love partner, because they were just like your mother. Anyway, so give me a like, subscription, a thumbs up while I got you on, if you don't mind, or if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. So the first point to this is that you have to be the parent in a situation, and they're the child. It's like the roles are switched. They should be the parent and you should be the child. But a lot of times they switch it, and you're guiding them. You're making decisions for them. You're stressed out. You may be making adult decisions as a child in their place because they're lazy. They don't pay attention. They have no common sense. There's many different reasons. When you get older, you may financially care for them or physically care for them, meaning because they've been narcissistic injury or collapse and they're not hygienically taking care of themselves. These things occur with narcissists from time to time, but you're taking care of a lot of their issues and concerned with their issues where you're neglecting yourself. And so you're kind of through a support system for the narcissist. You become, this is a codependency thing, and you're giving them a lot of your energy. You're counseling them when, you got your own issues to take care of, you got your own bills to pay, your own things to do. And they just use you, manipulate you, that sort of thing. Number two is the boundaries. You have no boundaries when it comes to you. They make all your decisions for you. Until you wake up, these are a lot of things that are going to occur. They're going to tell you who you can date, who you can't date. They're going to make suggestions. They're going to, I call it brainwashing. They'll just get always repeating it when they're around, whatever it is they want you to remember. It's just the weirdest thing. It's the in-house cult, the small cult, the family cult. That's what I call it. They're going to decide who's suitable for you to marry. A lot of times they're going to try to hook you up with somebody that they like or they would have wanted to date. All of this because they're living through you, because their life sucks so bad, so they're living through you. And so in living through you, they're gonna choose your career. They're gonna choose who you see when you can see them. They're gonna choose who you can marry, where you can live, how far away you are gonna be to them, how you should organize your home, and how you should treat your family when you get a family. It's all control, control, control. And they live through you, and that's why you get anxiety, depression, and bitterness and stuff like that, because you're letting somebody else make all your decisions. You're not happy in your career because they chose it. You're not happy in your family because they chose your spouse. You're not happy with what's going on because they're controlling the organization of your home and what you should and shouldn't do and when you should and shouldn't do it. And then when you try to give them pushback on it, they'll either, rage on you. They'll get, defensive. They'll be trying to say that, I was only trying to help you avoid some of the mistakes that I went through, and these are all cop-outs because they're only thinking about themselves in these situations because you're a secondary source of non-intimate supply for them. And they have to control all of their supply. And so, they'll come over, and I call it camping out. They would camp out, like they come over and they're there all day. And you almost got to kick them out, and that's why it's good to meet at a restaurant, because after the meal you can leave. You can't stay at the restaurant all day. So they have no regard for you, your time, your needs, and all that. They'll call you late night, when that's not fair to you. They'll stay over forever. Next is number 3, you're validating them all the time. They may get you involved in some kind of gossip that they're dealing with, and they may want you to validate their situation and their determinations about whatever they're dealing with. You got to validate that they're making the right. Yeah, you're right, Mom. You're right. They are bad. Or, I did my best to raise you, they may say, because you're like, you got to give them validation that, yeah, you did, when they didn't, they didn't really try at all. That the achievements of the child are you got to give it the credit to the mother or the father, whoever that caregiver is. They got to get you got to give them the validation. You got to give them everything. And then if there's any left over, they may give you a little praise after they've gotten most of your shine. They'll tell you, all kind of stuff. They'll tell, that they'll tell the whole world that you got the achievement because of them. And it's crazy. 4 is there's favorites. They may put there's a golden child, there's a scapegoat, there's an invisible child, there's all kind of different titles, and with those titles come favorites. Who's treated better than the other, who gets blame shifted on, who's the trash can of the family. If you're the scapegoat, you're probably the trash can of the family. Your achievements, why couldn't, there's a lot of triangulation here, like sibling, triangulation, cousins, when you're growing up and stuff, and even when you're an adult. It's like, why couldn't you, they'll triangulate, like, why couldn't you do this? Why couldn't you be like them? Why couldn't you have their career? Why couldn't you make the money that they're making? That kind of thing. Number 5 is their needs. They always come before yours. They have to be taken care of. And they may fake crises to get you to take care of situations for them or to come over to see them. They may demand your help because they can't take care of a situation without your help when they can clearly do it on their own. It's just they want to control, they want to manipulate, they want to get supply from you, or they want you at their beck and call. They build a codependency in you if you let them. Typically, you're enmeshed with them, so you didn't even know. They may have a career, and you could be a child, or, and they may put their career ahead of their child and maybe come home late every day when the child needs them, especially, but they don't care because they care about their career at the moment. So they're just going to, put all their time and energy into their career. They don't care about their kid. Next is the blame shift. They blame shift a lot. So this individual that we're trying to determine is a narcissist, they're going to blame shift a lot because they can't be wrong and they're always right. They're like a god status in their own mind. And so it's always somebody else's fault. And so they're going to blame shift it onto somebody else all the time. And it's just a behavior that comes with narcissism, man. It's very common. Next is independence is threatens their, their control over you. So when you get older, you're going to go to college. That threatens their control over you because you're going to probably move out of state or out of the city. You're going to be getting a degree, and that scares them. You're going to get your own family, your own husband, your own wife. You're going to get your career, making your own money. All of these things bother them. So a lot of times they will try to guilt trip you. They will try to make decisions for you that are best for them, taking care of their needs, like you being close to home instead of taking that job, out of state to make more money and have more opportunity. They may guilt trip you into staying, because they want you close to them because they're codependent. And, so these are things that they will do to, they got to control their supply, and so you're an extension of them, your supply. They want to make your decisions. They will do these things to you. They don't want you to have healthy relationships, and they don't want you to have them, you to leave them and to be with your partner. Next is the narcissist lives through you. So if you're good at sports, they're going to be saying that you only got that through their genetics. That if you had if you have like achievements, scholarly ones, it's because of their genetics. They taught you all this, or it's their mind. They're genetically savvy, and they pick your job, they pick your career, they pick what you're going to go to school for, they pick where you're going to live, how you're going to live it, all of this. And then you wonder why, you're dealing with depression or anxiety, or you're bitter or whatever, maybe, I don't know. But that's because they're making all your decisions, and they have been since childhood, chances are. And because of that, you're not happy because you don't like your job because your mother picked it. And, you went to school for the wrong thing, so you didn't like that either. Because you wanted to go to school for what you wanted to do, but you put their needs ahead of yours because they're living through you. They tell you who to marry, so you don't like that person because you're trying to make them happy and people please them. They like this person, but you liked that person. You wanted to marry that person, but you married this person and it ain't working out. All of this stuff is maladaptive, and it causes you to have to go through, not living your own life, causes anxiety, depression, bitterness, all that stuff. And so number 9 is they marginalize you, they cut you down, they criticize you, they take your tranquility, and it's compromised. There's no praise where you should get praise, and they don't give you any validation. It's indifference, and it's all about themselves. They boast about themselves. You gotta give them validation, and they diminish your activities and achievements. And number 10, they'll shame you. Like when you're a child, for instance, if you're crying because, they're doing stupid things and they're yelling and raging on you, they'll be like, stop crying or I'll give you something to cry about, because they got to be in control. They want their child to look like they're in control, so they don't want them to show emotions either. And they want you to always have a smile on your face when you leave the house, when you're probably not, happy at all, or in pictures. And, they'll give you these cliche slogans that, back in my day, we had to deal with it. You will too, and they're not interested in helping you or your concerns or your demand. You got to take care of their demands, and so they'll shame you for it. It's one of the tactics that they will use. So those are the 10 signs that your parent is a narcissist. Like I said, give me a like, share, a subscription if you haven't subscribed yet. You like content, but I hope that helps somebody out there understand how the narcissist thinks. Stand tall every day and soldier up. Until next time, peace. We out.